with Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. And we talk about tight ends shuffling in and out of the top 10. We're finally getting the David Njoku breakout now.
I think it's for real.
It's here.
It's here, and it's spectacular. Like, I am starting David Njoku over George Kittle this week in a league. I started him over Kyle Pitts. I know it sounds crazy to say, but 7 targets last week. He had double digits the week prior to that. Last week, the fumble knocked him into single-digit fantasy points, but still, like, he's been their top 2 targets in each of the last 2 games. He is a focal point of this offense, and he's the one that they're throwing to on, like, those short to intermediate routes and kind of letting him do damage after the catch. Kind of how we were hoping that George Kittle or Kyle Pitts would be used. David Njoku's getting that.
We talk about Kyle Pitts being a disappointment. At some point, we're going to have a conversation about George Kittle, too, because
I'm worried.
He's trending very much in that direction. Texans at the Jaguars. I like Travis Etienne as a sleeper this week. I know he's been disappointing so far this season. Part of it has been the revival of James Robinson after Achilles surgery. And because of that, we have seen the usage sort of slanted in Robinson's favor. Last week, it was Etienne that got most of the snaps. He got a lot of carries. They were using him more than they had in the past. Now, it wasn't necessarily effective or successful, as the Jaguars ended up giving up a 14-point lead and losing to the Eagles. I guess no shame in that because the Eagles have been great so far this year. But against the Texans, this feels like a real opportunity, especially with Etienne being the more effective of the pass-catching backs there. The target share is fairly even between the two of them, but it's Etienne who has picked up more yards. He's actually running more downfield routes, has more air yards. He got more air yards, a deeper route depth than guys like Nyheim Hines and Austin Eckler, who we consider to be genuine pass-catching backs. So I think all those things factor in against the defense that struggled against running backs. So I do like Travis Etienne. If you've got him and you've been frustrated, I think this is a week maybe you plug him into the flex, and I think you can get some decent production there. Jared Goff did it without Amon-Ra St. Brown and without DJ Chark and without DeAndre Swift. He still figured out a way to score. The Lions scored 45 points. They gave up 48, but that's neither here nor there. That doesn't apply to us. So at this point, Jared Goff is a QB1. I mean, the only question is, can he keep it going for the whole season? I think he can, but certainly this week, against a Patriots defense that has been just mediocre at best, Jared Goff feels like a must start.
There's no team built for more fantasy success than the Lions because they score a bunch of points, but their opponent scores a bunch of points. So it's just they have to keep like the top 2 offenses in football right now are the Lions and whoever's playing the Lions.
That is pretty much true. That is an actual fact so far this year. Seahawks at the Saints. And the let Geno cook movement is going strong in the Pacific Northwest.
Credit to you because you like Patrick was on Goff early. Mm-hmm. I feel like you were on Geno in this pass attack early, and it's paid off. Like they're letting him throw more than we expected, and it's been very efficient. And what I like is that it's funneled. So I think you could start DK Metcalf against the Saints. He's had double-digit targets now in 2 straight games. Even in a game that he needed to get carted off to use the bathroom, he scored 22 fantasy points and was the wide receiver 7 on the week. And I know the Saints matchup might look scary. They're much better against the run. They're just outside the top 10, allowing fantasy points per game to wide receivers. And if they do stop the run, I think that only means more passes to DK and to Lockett.
I think so, too. I mean, at this point, I still believe that over the course of the season, you'll have DK weeks and you'll have Tyler Lockett weeks. I think both are worth starting. This feels potentially like a DK Metcalf week. And little known fact that actually on the set of Fantasy Live, there's a cart right outside the studio doors that whisk us to and from the bathroom whenever one of us has to go. It's just, it's just how we roll here. They take on the Bucs, who are licking their wounds after being thumped by Kansas City last week. What are you doing in this one?
Must start Tom Brady. Like, first of all, on just a pure football standpoint, like he has been awesome against the Falcons. 2 years ago in 2 games against them, he combined for 9 touchdown passes in 2 games. And then last year, he threw for over 390 yards in both games against them. And then something about a big comeback in the Super Bowl or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And then on top of that, he's lost 2 straight games, and he's kind of getting like made fun of for off-the-field stuff right now. He is just going to take it all out on that Atlanta defense.
He's probably been just sitting in a dark room for like 3 days, just watching film, just like grinding angrily, and the Falcons may have to pay for that on Sunday. I'm sorry, Atlanta. That's just it's not even your bad. It's just your bad timing more than anything. Yeah. Like the timing is bad for you. It's not your fault there. Titans at the Commanders. And I have been occasionally plugging Ryan Tannehill in as a sleeper. I have a league where I've been sort of forced to start him. I had Trey Lance. I drafted Tannehill as insurance, and now obviously I've had to use that insurance. This is a week, though, where I think you can start Tannehill. And the last 2 weeks he's been the QB 13, so he's just on the fringes of being a QB 1. He's been a matchup-based starter most of his career, and this is the matchup. The Commanders have been struggling defensively, especially against the pass. And I guess the weird part for Tannehill is he's doing it. Robert Woods is sort of still working his way back from ACL surgery. He looked good last week. Treylon Burks looked like he may be out for a while. But guys like Kyle Phillips and they have a tight end who Okawonko. I can't even. I visualize his name, and it's like when you dump out the Scrabble bag sort of thing. But
I'm glad I'm not alone.
Right, but he's the one who's catching touchdowns. I mean, they're figuring things out. They're also getting Derrick Henry involved in the passing game, so it's not super dynamic. It's not spectacular to watch, but Ryan Tannehill's sort of getting it done in the passing game for Tennessee. I'll say on the flip side, I also think Carson Wentz. This is a Carson Wentz week. But Ryan Tannehill feels like a sleeper to me.
I agree. I've ranked him pretty high this week. He's like almost in my top 15, I think, something around there.
Yeah, so I think if you're in a 2 QB league, you're starting Ryan Tannehill. If you're streaming quarterbacks, this could be a Ryan Tannehill week for you. We are not done with the game previews. We still got more to talk about, including what should be a pretty fiery game on Sunday Night Football. We'll get to that after the break. Must start Jamar Chase. I know that he hasn't been, I think, what people thought. I think people remember the huge games he had last year and just assumed that, hey, I'm going to make him, one of the first wide receivers off the board, and I'm just going to lock in 20 points a game from Jamar Chase. And no, that's just generally not how wide receivers work. Like Cooper Kupp does that, but there's only one Cooper Kupp. For everybody else, you're going to have ebbs and flows. And even still, Jamar Chase is averaging, 16 points per game? I mean, he's fine. He's going to be fine. Start Jamar Chase. The Ravens secondary has been lit up so far this season. It's going to be okay. Even with T. Higgins, I know T. Higgins is playing well. And I think, people have pointed out that I think over the last certain stretch of games, Higgins has actually been more productive. Doesn't matter. Jamar Chase, I think, at the end has a higher ceiling. And when he goes off, he goes off. So if you got Jamar Chase, start it.
I think this is the week. I think that they're going to hear the chatter. And I believe that when teams hear that, they're going to be like, all right, we're going to get Jamar Chase a long touchdown this week.
Especially because with Burrow and Chase having that connection from college, I think they go on. I think they work things out.
Same.
If you didn't, by the way, this is a side note. If you don't read Kevin Clark, you should read Kevin Clark. And he actually had a really nice piece before the season on Joe Burrow and the connection he has with his wide receivers and the things he does. And it really talked about that connection between Chase and Burrow. Go check it out. I'm sure you can find it. Just Google Kevin Clark and Joe Burrow. You'll find the whole article. It's great. Last one to get into this week. Raiders and Chiefs on Monday Night Football. Chiefs looking really good last week. Raiders finally getting their first win. What are you looking at here?
With the Chiefs, we know who we're playing. Outside of maybe Juju, he's the one that's do I play him or not? The Raiders also kind of similar, I think, except for Josh Jacobs. I know on Monday you took your time to apologize to him. This is my time to apologize to you, Josh Jacobs. I doubted you coming into the year. I've been doubting you for years. And this year you're really proving me wrong. And kudos to you. You're playing great ball right now. And we know that he can be a very effective runner on the ground. That's never been in question. But I always had questions about his pass game usage. 11 targets, though, in his last 2 games with a minimum of 5 in each. I think that's something to get really excited about. And then the matchup is good. The Chiefs have allowed the 5th most fantasy points to running backs so far this year. And I think the Raiders are going to try to establish the run early on and maybe keep Mahomes on the sideline.
I think that's the goal for the Raiders, right? You want to sort of take the air out of the football. You want to keep Mahomes on the sideline. You don't really want Derek Carr to try to get in a shooting match with Patrick Mahomes.